Welcome back to Border Adventures, where things are going very nicely in the Dutch Eredivisie and are going equally well in Europe today, but we've not come back for a gimme by any stretch of the imagination. We've got a tough away game against our old rivals PSV today. Surprisingly, they're struggling in mid-table, but we know when two rivals go head-to-head, anything can happen. So, since the 3-0 victory over Ajax in our last episode, we've won every game. The goals have been raining in, and we've not had a run of form like this in Border Adventures. We went to Fortuna Sittard in our next game, and we won 4-0 with goals from young Cappelliani, Bremer, Ott and Tony Verdot as well. We got 4 for the second weekend running, a hat-trick from Chinchilla, and Tanguy Kouassi getting a goal before a much sterner test. We went away to 20. We were a goal down going into the last 10 minutes and had to rely on Frank Bremer to drag us back into the match before our first Europa fixture of the season. A 4-1 victory over Zurich. 4 goals came again against Emmen. We had goals from Van der Heyden, Gonzalez, who is a young Paraguayan striker we bought in the last transfer window, who's not the quickest, but mentally and technically, well, he is pretty good. We also had a goal for Chinchilla again, who has been in great form so far, and Louis Munteanu as well. We put 3 goals past Den Haag, 7 against Bate Borisov in our next Europa League game, before our most recent test against our surprisingly closest challengers so far, NAC Breda, who are in second in the table, but goals from Cappelliani and Ard Schmidt were enough to seal a 2-1 win. So today we take on PSV, and we are doing pretty well in the table so far. 9 wins from 9 games, a goal difference of plus 26, 27 points at the top of the table, 8 clear of RZ, 9 clear of Ajax, and you'll see that PSV are struggling so far. 3 wins from their 9 games, 3 draws and 3 defeats as well. So that means that if we can get a win today, the gap between us and PSV is going to be pretty healthy, but it will also keep our gap nice and big at the top of the table. Things have gone pretty well so far in our 12th and final season of Border Adventures, but we're experienced at this. We've seen it come crumbling down many times before, and we are going to say we've been on a good run lately. Let's try that one. We've seen these things come crumbling down many times before. It only takes one defeat, a dodgy penalty, an own goal in the last minute, and form can quickly turn from miraculous to ridiculous and lead you to slipping down the table. Hopefully that won't happen. Here's Dora exploring his way into the area. He uses his boots to have a shot. And 3 minutes in, we've picked up an injury to the Chinchilla. He must have wounded one of his paws. That's not ideal. But the squad is much deeper this season. We've had quite a few injuries. We've been able to bring in some good replacements so far. So Matt McMillan, who was our first choice left winger last year, well, he comes on in the place of the Chinchilla. Here's the Explorer. He's got his fullback going alongside him, his Murger. He's played well so far as well. The wonder kid on loan from Real Madrid, Thomas Muesli, who has adapted to life okay as a ball-winning midfielder. He has a shot, leads to a corner that the Otter swings in. And my goodness, talking of players that have played well, the Otter, he's got an average rating above an 8 so far this season. 3 goals, 3 assists, 3 Man of the Match awards. He's got the leading average rating in the Eredivisie. The man is an absolute marvel. But we have not played too well so far. We're focusing the boys with a bit of demand more. But I think we're strolling into the half-time break, unable to get the breakthrough against PSV. So we are going to tell them that that's not a performance that pleases us, and Munteanu's not played particularly well and is apprehensive. We're going to bring on Bremer, who we've dropped because he's not played well the last few games. He's pulled sixes and his morale is through the floor because we've turned down moves for Bayern Munich for him. And we've also refused to allow him to be transfer listed as well. Here is the Otter, by the way. 8.38, that average rating. Aquatic mammal has never played as well as this. We're going to demand more at the start of the second half. Macmillan's come on and not played well either. Tony Verdot is not playing very well. The whole team is struggling, but I think PSV's position in the table is probably a little bit misleading. They are a strong team, and they've shown it by breaking through our back line and firing wide when they were through one-on-one with Cabrera. And now we've picked up another injury, our second of the game. And we're going to have to make a little change here. So we're going to bring on Morris Bill, young 18-year-old. Now we're getting a little bit stretched. The injuries are coming thick and fast this season. It's a good job we strengthened as much as we did in the pre-season. Muesli is playing the ball you want the Otter to play. And he doesn't play it with anywhere near as much precision. And now PSV are playing out from the back, and this looks like this could be a little highlight for them. Although Bremer's stolen the ball. He's got it to Macmillan, got it back again. Macmillan's in, finally. And you're tempted to say the Chinchilla would have tucked that away, which is why the Chinchilla starts ahead of Matt Macmillan. But we're in again, and we've had a header from a corner that we've drifted wide. We're starting to threaten a little bit more, but we've not got the breakthrough. Here's the Explorer. Got it back to Bill, who's flicked a ball in. Here's the Otter. Cool, composed, incisive. He gives it to No van der Haan. And it's a no from No. Okay, highlights are coming again. 70th minute. It's them that's through this time. We've got away with one there. It's offside and they struck the post. We are going to have to nudge this up to attacking, I think. PSV have got a throw in. 14 minutes to go. We'd like to keep our winning record going. Don't foul him. It's a poor effort. I thought they were going to lunge in and foul. We're going to make a little bit of a tweak. We're going to go even wider. And we're going to get the overlaps on as well. And we're going to give them a final shout to get creative. It's inspired them. They're attacking. PSV haven't had a shot on target yet. But they've got a free kick. Are they going to break our hearts right at the death? We did say late goals could see our good form come crashing down. And I think this one might play out into a 0-0. We've got one final attack. It's gone out for a throw-in. That's an odd little highlight. Is this an incredibly long final whistle highlight? Or is somebody going to do something? If it's anybody, it could be the Otter. A craftsman. An artisan of a player. What have we got? Verdot. That's a very, very poor ball. And I think this is no more than the longest and most pointless full-time highlight you're likely to see. So it's been raining goals all season. And what do we come back to show you? Yes, a 0-0 draw against a good team who are struggling. But we've dropped our first points of the table, so that means our gap now to RZ is 9 points, but they've got a game in hand on us, so have Ajax, so have Groningen as well. But we have got plenty of fixtures to whiz through before we come back and see you again. We've got much of our European campaign still to get through. We've played 2 games. We're top of a group that contains not the sternest of opponents. So I think when we show you some European games, hopefully, we'll be showing you them in the knockout rounds after we've qualified. And I think we're going to get the festive period done and dusted before we come back and we continue our border adventures.